Peace, fam. It's your neighborhood friendly fam, Michael Lee, Isani Christine, once again. Here to have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful adventure on this lovely Friday. I'm taking y'all on an herbal adventure. So this vlog, I will be going to my favorite herb spot to pick up some goodies, show you guys around on my little cute kitchen herbal apothecary that I created a few months back, and take you as I create a custom tea blend that I've been trying out and testing out. If you're ready for that, come on down. Stay tuned, baby. But first, let's head to this spot right now. Hey, y'all. The ride was unnecessarily tumultuous. Oh my God, I hate driving in like further into the city, but we are here. Y'all, I'm back. I got the goods. I'm not even gonna lie, like, this herb spot is really, really great, but I fucking hate where it is. It's just, every time I go down here, it gives me anxiety. And I was anxious too because I went and I did not see the rooibos, which is what I came here for, at all. And I was stressed because the trials and tribulations that I had to go through to try and get this damn rooibos tea. But I'm just so grateful. Things can go to plan. I was also able to get some star anise. I wanted to grab some slippery elm, but they only had the big bulk version of that, and I don't need that much. So I'll get that another time. But it's a really nice day. It's pretty warm. And yeah. Let me continue the rest of my day, and I'll get back to you when I'm at the house. Peace, y'all. I realized as editing Mike Lee that I totally forgot to share what I'm doing here. So the tea blend that I'm making, I have lovingly called Apple of My Chai. It is a rooibos chai tea blend with some apples and ginger. Anyways, so right here I shredded my apple slices and I am placing them on the air fryer to crisp up and dehydrate. Now I am taking some spices such as star anise, cardamom, clove, and others in my mortar and pestle to basically create the rough bark blend to spice up my chai. This one was really fun to do. I was constantly like smelling everything and just having a fun time creating this particular blend. Okay, y'all, it's cooled down a little bit. So I'm much I have so far. Oh. Some of them were burnt. Most of them are done. But some could like stay for a little bit. I feel like the ones that were further in the back, like, did their thing. Whereas the other ones in the front need some more time. So I'm gonna flip them. As I prepare the next apple, I just want to say, do you guys know how freaking good it is? How fucking good it feels to like try out an idea recipe wise and it coming out very well. Like, I know this is just the beginning. I have not tried it in its entirety, but between this mix right here, the apple and the ginger chips over there, I just, I just feel it. I feel it in my spirit. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to be doing this right now. Like, I'm so happy. I've been having this idea since like October. I've been wanting to make this blend since October. And for me to do it right now and it coming out so freaking good, amazing. By the way, I just want to let you know that I did choose specific apples. So I tried 5 different types. My goal at first, I was like, I should probably get a Honeycrisp because Honeycrisp are sweet, but not like overly sweet. I want it sweet with just a hint of tang, but not as tangy as like a Pink Lady. So I did get a Honeycrisp, but I ended up trying some other apples that I haven't tried before, I haven't heard of, such as a Cosmic Apple, a Jazz Apple, and a Sugar Bee Apple. And these apples that I chose is a Cosmic and a Sugar Bee because they gave me the right amount of sweetness without it being overly sweet, and just a slight tang, That's all you need to survive. But let me go ahead and grate these and add them to the mix. It feels so good. I'm happy to be here. As you can see by the different shirt, the same bonnet, and the remnants of a little eye makeup left over. I didn't get back to this until today. But I will say this. I created my first batch. Tried my first batch. And also gave a friend a piece of my batch to test it out and try it out. And she gave me some feedback and I give myself some feedback. The original batch had too much of a licorice smell and taste, and that was due to the star anise. So I decided to help a little bit more and decrease that by adding more cinnamon and some more cardamom. And then I looked, because I have the whole cardamom pods, so I looked to see if I can just put the whole pod in, I wish this could focus, but this is my phone, instead of just like the seeds, and I can. And hopefully that will help with just lessening the star anise smell and flavor and increase those two. Yeah, so I also thought about adding more clove, but clove, the longer you steep it, the more bitter it is, and I think the clove is perfect. You just need a little clove, just a tad, My apples are here. My dehydrated apple and gingers are here. And I can crack open this new Rubus, baby. So let's put it all together in the second batch of apple of my chai. So when I'm done, I kind of like to smell it to see if I like all the flavors. Oh, I can smell this apple. It's definitely less licoricey. I'm sorry, that's my joyous dance. I made this, y'all. I made this. Wow. Literally a thought in my head. Literally a thought in my head after making my first Rubos chai. And I was just like, why not add these elements to it? And I've been wanting to make this for months. And I finally had the space and the time and the energy to do so. I feel so good. So as the tea steeps, yes, I took my bonnet off. Let's talk about my mini herbal apothecary. My entry to herbalism, besides like growing up with, you know, drinking cocoa tea and like spearmint and like peppermint tea, like fresh, in Jamaica, like my auntie would like make me and my sister cocoa tea or peppermint tea before we went to school or before we went with her to go to her hair salon. So like my introduction to herbs started very young, but when I started to be very intentional about herbs was during college, as I was like embarking on my own spiritual journey, being more connected to the earth, and as well as my old veganism journey. Like I met so many different walks of life, and like I said, feeling very compelled to be more connected to the earth and finding natural remedies and things that would help me with the many common ailments, as well as like my stress levels and adapting to the busy college environment. I utilized herbs. Luckily, I went to the illustrious Howard University. And luckily, there is an amazing herbal shop literally like down the street on Georgia Avenue called Blue Nile. It has been basically like a historical blackety black space. And I just remember so many times picking up different herbs, asking the babas that worked there, just the different benefits and like all those things. So I started to tap into doing my own research through that journey, to the point that I found my own journal where I copied different herbs that I wanted to get to know from books that I found, to figure out like the benefits, whether if it was and the properties. So this was essential oils, this was the herbs itself, just all the things that I could, I wrote it down in this. But I really decided to tap into herbalism even more when I started to go back to school for clinical nutrition and integrative health, and deciding to add herbalism as my concentration really was just like a nod to the babas that, you know, taught me at Blue Nile. And a nod to like me experimenting, making like kombucha and like different teas and like all these things with herbs. Like I just wanted to get to know herbs a lot deeper. It's so funny because I started, this was like maybe my third semester in school, and this is based off of my notes that I had for my fundamentals of herbalism class that I took. And so it's so great that I still have these. You know, just talking about the different herbal actions, like what things mean, the scientific names, all those things. But even before I started my degree in 2021 and I started pursuing that, I actually went to an amazing, I had an amazing course by this organization called Wild Ginger. It's based in Maryland. They have so many online courses about herbalism, and they do it in a folk sense, whereas school is very academic, you know what I mean? Very clinical. And that was also prepared me to get into grad school and to continue my studies with herbalism in that manner. They have so many amazing courses, virtually and in person. They collaborate with amazing herbalists like Brandon Ruiz of, I think, Yucca I Farms. He has a really great course about like Caribbean herbs and like how to utilize that, and I really want to take his course. But also a course that I've taken and a teacher that I've had through Wild Ginger, who is like one of my absolute favorite teachers, is Ayo Ngozi. I love her because through this course that I took before going to school, she put a lot of great things in perspective about the practices that like many different ethnicities and groups of people utilize when it comes to like community work and things. And you're probably wondering, like, how does it tie to herbalism? I think everything ties, like understanding culture, understanding the land, understanding community ties to everything that we do. Herbalism, food, all of that. It's definitely a big component in my work and in my mission and the impact. And besides that, like, she's just an incredible professor and teacher. And yeah, I don't know if she's gonna see this. She probably won't, but I just want to sing her praises because I love her. If you ever need a mentee. Anyways, so yeah, that is like a little history. This time though, in my studies, I am more focused on clinical nutrition. I do have some herbalism classes left to take, but I wanted to focus on clinical nutrition because that is the bulk of my work and bulk of my schooling, and there are some hard-ass classes. So in the meantime, between time, as I study academically with nutrition, I decided to put into practice more of my herbalism work, like separate. So this year I started to like experiment, and I'm trying to find my book, experiment and like create recipes in my recipe book. Create some recipes in my recipe book. of how I want to like incorporate herbs in my everyday life. Yeah, so such as like spiritual reasons. I wanted to experiment with broths, putting medicinal herbs in broths and juices, trying to consume herbs in different ways besides tinctures, besides pills, besides powders, and besides like decoctions and infusions. I just feel like if I'm able to incorporate it into a juice that I drink at dinner time, or like a broth for a soup that I make a week before my period, I would be more able to take it in, the medicinal qualities, and be more consistent with it, you know? So that is my journey thus far. And I'm so excited to just share and express this side of me. So about my Herbal Apothecary shelf, is one shelf right now. I'm very proud of it. In order for me to readily put into practice, I realized that I needed to be serious about my herbs. I got herbs from my school, but I also get herbs from my job. And sometimes I go to the herb spot, like you saw earlier, to grab some herbs that I'm interested in. But instead of just kind of keeping it in boxes and like packets and all those things, I decided to be more intentional and create a dedicated space for them. Every herb that I get, I have the name for it. Look at this. So the name, so this is Tulsi, also known as holy basil. And then the Latin name is Ocimum sanctum, right there. That way I wanted to not know just the common name, but I also wanted to get used to seeing the scientific names, because every part of the world, like some people call it Tulsi, some people call it holy basil, but at the end of the day, it is always known as the scientific name, no matter where you go. So I learned that from Wild Ginger, that like we need to learn the scientific names of herbs, because universally this herb can be named in differently in many different places of the world. So as long as we are talking about the same thing, Ocimum, Ocimum sanctum, you know I'm talking about Tulsi, holy basil, whatever your language calls this, we on the same page. Another thing I like to do is, here is lemon grass. Here's lemongrass. Another thing that I like to do is talk about the properties, so as in a physical sense, but also in an energetic sense. So the properties for lemongrass is it's anxiolytic. Where is it? Anxiolytic and what is it? Antimicrobial. So anxiolytic herbs helps calm your ass down, I believe. Let me check. It sounds like anxiety. Yes, anxiolytic herbs helps reduce anxiety, and antimicrobial, the bacteria, physical, it helps with that. Energetically, it's a road opener. So if you feel very if you're trying to do maybe get a goal and you feel many obstacles are in your way, you can utilize this in a spiritual sense in order for you to open the roads. And it also is just like another very good cleanser and very great brightener, just kind of brightens up your mood. Besides putting this in like a tea, a juice, to get the physical benefits, I like to put this in my bath, like in a spiritual bath, or yeah, or maybe if I wanted to like add it to like a simmer pot to like clean and brighten up my home space, make it smell well, all that jazz. For Tulsi, this one's really good for, it's an adaptogen, which is always good. A tonic, so it tones the body, tones the organs. And it's really, really good as a digestive nervine. So a digestive nervine is something that helps relax your indigestion, relax it, your muscles, because your stomach is a muscle. Your intestines are muscles. They're like squeezing like food and pushing food down and all that thing. So if you're getting like very crampy or like a weird stomach ache, Tulsi is really good for that. But other than that, it's good for mental, like your energetic properties, mental focus and clarity, as well as like being able to receive blessings. So the way I would consume Tulsi is like, Tulsi is really good. Oh, Tulsi smells really good too. And I got, I would utilize Tulsi like in like a juice to be able to just get like the adaptogenic properties. I also get a lot of weird stomach aches and things, so I would probably use this to calm my tummy. But in the energetic sense, it's a very good cooler of the head. You know what I'm saying? It's a very good head cooler. Helps you get rid of the overthinking and clear all that out so you can be focused, so you can be calm, and kind of go about your day. And as someone who is an overthinker, and as someone who, you know, it gets cloudy up in here, Tulsi is a really great thing to add to a bath. So I wanted to showcase some things that I've already created so far. So the first thing I created is energetic, which is my own spiritual bath. Hold on. It's called the Squeaky Clean Spiritual Bath. It contains spiritual properties such as salt. Like if you wanted to have a simple spiritual bath, all you need is water, salt, and a prayer. And there you go. You got your holy water ready. You can cleanse your body, all of that. Even just praying over the shower, as the water goes down your body and you're able to like, you know, pray and just imagine like an energetic cleanse, that's also good. But I decided to utilize some herbs to help me in the process, such as obviously salt, hyssop, rue, thyme, and spearmint. But this is also a hair rinse. I tend to have a spiritual bath whenever I wash my hair. So I would like shower, I'll wash my hair, and then I'll do my spiritual bath. So this is like a 2-in-1. It helps cleanse me out energetically, but it also has herbs such as horsetail or rosemary in order to aid in hair growth. Yeah. Another thing, this is more so medicinally in the physical sense, is I made my own elderberry syrup. As you can see, it's almost done. It's time for me to make some more. It has amazing herbs such as nettle, chamomile, mullein. Mullein is really good this time of year with the lungs. Echinacea, ginger, cinnamon, water, honey, and love. You can't forget love. Anyways, so it's been just fun experimenting with herbs and kind of putting it into practice, and as well as like a lot of these things I'm experimenting on myself. That way I know how it feels in my body, and you know, in the future, you know, when I want to educate, and I want to have herbal workshops and nutrition workshops and like all that jazz. I can kind of share my recipes and like share my own experience and share what these properties do, because I put that shit into practice. I want to be an expert and I want to be more confident in my studies, and I just felt like I have to go beyond the academic sense. I have to go beyond just taking my courses every semester. I have to practice, put it into practice, put it into work. Last thing I wanted to share was a few books that has been helping me in my herbalism journey. So the first book is, I've had this book for a very long time. It is very popular. Okay, Back to Eden by Jethro Klaus. Okay, it is a very, very, very well-known book by this herbalist from way back in the day, Jethro and his family. It has amazing like things about different ailments, different herbs, treating diseases with herbs, and like remedies and recipes, food wise, medicinal wise. It's just like a really good book to have, and I recommend this to everyone. Another book that has been really great, especially when it came to filling out these labels, is The Art and Practice of Spiritual Herbalism by Karen M. Rose. In my last vlog, I told you that I went to her Apothecary and Botanica in Brooklyn, and but I had this book before then, and it's just really good. I really like it because it is like a monograph. It has many monographs. Here's red raspberry, to kind of tell you like the properties of red raspberry, not just in a medicinal sense, but in a energetic sense. And it also has some recipes, and it and it also kind of categorized them based off of like a body system. So like the digestive system, the cardiac system, the lungs, like, you know, like whatever, the mind, the womb, like it connects in that way. Another one, which is not completely a herbalism book, but it has some herbalism components in here, is Farming While Black by Leah Penniman of Soulfi Farm. I was gifted this book twice, so I have two of these. But I really love this book. They have a really good part on herbalism, and it talks about farming. It talks about food. It talks about the history of food, Black people and food, and the herbalism section has a really great space of just the history of herbs and Black folks. I've used this book as research for a presentation that I had at my job called Black Folk Herbalism, and it also has information on different herbs, and yeah, different medicinal herbs. I'm trying to, yeah, there we go. I found it. Different medicinal herbs. Like he'll talk about, like, hold on, the traditional the traditional medicine in Africa, and it talked about like echinacea and like all these different herbs, you know. It gives you a snippet. It's not like a full monograph, but it gives you a snippet of like information of like different herbs, which I really, really like. But it more so talks about the history and the culture and like the nuances when it comes to like Black folk herbalism. So I really grants with that. I highly recommend this, not just for someone who's interested in herbalism, but for someone who's interested in land stewardship, wants to farm, wants to grow, anything of that sort, whether if it's from like an apartment, like just growing plants, like little, you know, herbs or whatever in your apartment, little, you know, produce for your apartment, to like, oh, I want to like I want to have like a 5-acre plot of land, and I need to know what infrastructure I need in order for me to have a successful farm, you know? So yeah, other books, honorable mentions, I only have one, and this is from school, which is Medical Herbalism by David Hoffman, I believe that's his name. I love that book. I don't have that book because I rented it, but I'm hoping to buy that book. I think it's very, very great when it comes to it's very more clinical. It gives you more of a clinical background and understanding of herbs. It has like very robust monograph as well, and like just like catalogs of like deepening about like the chemicals in the herbs and like what they do, and you know, things of that nature. So I really, really like that book a lot. So if someone who's like interested in like being a clinical herbalist and stuff, or want to just know about the scientific names and the scientific aspects of herbs, that book, Medical Herbalism, is a really good book to have. But yeah, that is it. The tea is pretty good, so I'm about to put my bonnet back on and try it. Yeah. I'm proud of myself. This is delicious. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me of another video with my beloved tea. I really appreciate y'all. This has been great. This has been good. Catch you in the next video.